What's a SIPP? What does it do? And how can I best maximize its benefits? Let's simplify this. SIPP stands for Self-Invested Personal Pension. So it's a pot of money that you can access at retirement age that is invested and controlled by you. They're simple, flexible, and tax efficient, which is actually one of the biggest perks, but we'll get to that in a bit. The purpose of pensions is pretty straightforward. They're intended to provide a source of income once you reach retirement age after you're no longer working. They're like an allowance that young you is allocating to retired you. Many UK adults will have multiple pension pots over their lifetime, but there are different types, mainly workplace pensions and personal pensions. A workplace pension is where a percentage of your salary is paid into a pension that your employer has arranged for you. Your employer will also pay into your pension, often matching your contribution to a certain limit, which can actually make them really valuable. The other main kind of pension pot is a personal pension. These are hands-on accounts that you can open and manage yourself, which usually allows greater flexibility as to how and where you invest. Personal pensions are all something called defined contribution schemes. So their value is dependent on how much you put in, what you decide you want to put that money towards, and of course, how well those investments do. One example of a defined contribution pension is, you guessed it, a SIPP. Through opening a SIPP with Charles Stanley, you can invest in all sorts of investments, thousands of investment funds and shares, and manage it all through our website, phone, or tablet through our app. With a lump sum or automatic deposits, you can open up a SIPP, and you can usually just transfer in other pensions, which is known as consolidating. You can therefore take control of your future, giving you the flexibility to choose where and how your pension pot is invested. But that's not all. One of the biggest benefits of investing in a SIPP is the tax relief that goes along with it being a pension. Let me break this down. When you make a payment, also known as a contribution to your pension, the government adds money too. Not everybody's aware of this special helping hand, but it can have a considerable impact on the size of your investment pot and the income you're paid in retirement. For example, an investor who contributes £8,000 into their SIPP will receive an additional £2,000 to add to their SIPP from the government, meaning that £10,000 invested overall. This is all organized by the pension provider, so you don't have to do anything to receive this payment. And higher rate taxpayers can benefit even more, as they can claim back up to a further 20% via their tax return, reducing the overall cost of that £10,000 investment to as little as £6,000. In addition to what is essentially free money, your investments in a pension are free from capital gains, and you also don't have to worry about paying income tax on them. And don't forget, you can't touch your SIPP until you turn 55, but that age is set to rise to 57 in the future, ensuring that all the funds that young you are building up actually go to retired you.